I'm the type of person that even when I went to US, I knew I'm coming back. Even when we started dating, I told her, if we continue and get married and have kids and have family, we're going back to Kenya to build it where our forefathers lay. So that's why we came back, and we came directly to Meru, because deep inside I do have the belief that Kenya will be built by Kenyans, and there's no point of going out there, getting all that knowledge and staying out there. Who's going to build Kenya?
When I first came, I think the visual I had of Africa before coming here was very much only what I had ever seen on Discovery Channel. It's like the Masai Mara and the mud huts and the manyatas, everyone dressed in the Masai look. That's what most people think the whole Africa is like that. I was very surprised that it was so green and lush and lots of farming, especially like here in Meru. That was never the visual that I had of Africa.
The government is not responsible to building our country. It's us who are responsible to building our own country. And then the government at the end of the day will have to conform to the private sector, not the private sector conforming to the government. If we conform to the government, then we're in a dictatorship. In the next 20, 30 years, if we do it right as Africans and Kenyans, we are going to be the #1 global continent in the world, because we have over 60% of the most arable land in the whole world is in Africa. We have the manpower, we have the big population. That population, as much as is the manpower, is also the marketplace. Yes. So we can also grow, buy, and sell within Africa, and we can all be wealthy.
There comes a point in life when you stop asking yourself where you want to live and start asking yourself how you want to live. For George and Mekenze Limiri, that question led them to make a decision many people could not understand: to leave behind life in the United States and build a home in a Kenyan village. And this was not because life in America was not good. In fact, life was good. George had built a life there, met Mekenze, fell in love, got married, and began building a future together. But somewhere along the way, they found themselves thinking more and more about the kind of life they wanted, and eventually the kind of childhood they wanted for their children. So today, we are taking a trip to Meru to meet the Limiri family and understand what made them leave everything they had built in the United States and start a completely different chapter back home. And also today, they have built a life many people would not expect. Together, they run Limiris Coffee, a growing Kenyan coffee brand with coffee shops in Meru and Ngugi. They also run a tours and travel company while choosing to make the village their home. Also, what ends up on their table comes from their own farm, and they have also chosen to homeschool their children, believing these early years are too important to miss. We really do hope this episode inspires you, and also as it does, make sure you try their coffee because it was absolutely amazing. Let's enjoy this show together.
I'm Mekenze Limiri, and I am originally from Utah, USA. That's where I was born and raised. And I am the oldest of 5. So now I'm in Kenya and it's been quite a journey to get here where we are today. But yeah, basically George and I met in the US and we were married in 2012. And we have 3 kids now, all born in the US. And in 2022, we officially relocated here to Meru, Kenya. So yeah, that's who I am. That's where I'm from. And this is where we are now. So there's a lot of in between, but I'm sure we'll cover some of it.
Okay. In the village?
Yeah, we're in the village.
We're in the village?
Yes.
That's key.
In a beautiful space.
Yes, beautiful space.
All right.
Yes. For myself, I'm George Kenya Limiri. Even for my names, it signifies that I'm from the mountain, Mount Kenya. I'm originally from Meru, born and raised in Meru. I ended up getting an opportunity to move to US, go to school there. That's what I did, and that's where we met with Mekenze. Then, fast forward years later, we decided to move back to Kenya after starting our own family and having our 3 kids. So we came back to Meru. We had no interest in living in the city. We wanted to live back in the rural areas because we do believe, and I do believe, that any growth in Africa and in Kenya has to start from the rurals. It's rural development to urban, not urban to rural. It needs to start from rural growing out. That's our belief, and that's my belief system.
All right.
Yeah, so we're here in Meru.
Meru is absolutely beautiful. I think what the theme for this year, I think the greatest advantage or the greatest opportunity it has given me is the ability to travel to so many different places and meet incredible people. And I actually love what you've said. This is not rural to urban migration. This is actually urban to rural migration, because we were sold that rural to urban migration narrative a lot. But I love that that is a stereotype that we are demystifying together. So I can't wait to just see how this show turns out. But Mekenze, this show is something I've been interested in covering for a while now. I think when I see the support even your brand, the coffee brand, is getting from Kenyans, I think even the people, not just Kenyans, but the people even outside, that really inspires me, because part of what we are doing with the show is reminding people the importance of our resources. But before we go to the soil, the coffee, etc., I know there are some of our audience who are watching and they are like, how does Mekenze get to meet George, and how does George get to convince Mekenze? You know what? Let me take you to my rural place in Kenya and show you what life is all about. Could you walk us through that? Just the ones you're comfortable with.
Yeah, so I don't know how the convincing happened. I don't think it took too much convincing, honestly, because we visited Kenya the first time in 2016.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I met his family. And we were here for 6 weeks. So that was, and we had already been married at that point for 4 years. We had 2 kids. I was actually pregnant with our third during my visit. And I think I fell in love with Kenya during that visit. We did spend a lot of time in Meru. We did get to go see some of, we went to Masai Mara. We did some safari, the classic Kenya travel stuff.
Yes.
But it just touched something in me and inspired me a lot. So when the idea came up of us actually relocating and making Kenya our home, I think I was on board. It didn't take convincing, and for some reason I wasn't even scared. I don't remember feeling fearful. I felt excited, and I just knew it felt like a calling in some ways. We were just pulled. That's what it felt like. So it wasn't really him begging me or trying to convince me. I think we just, I don't know, something inside that it felt very right to come here.
Yeah. And I see what Mekenze did there with us. She's like, Lynn, the long and short of it is met him, came here. But George, tell us maybe what was it about Mekenze that made you realize, you know what, this is my girl, and this is someone I could definitely and potentially also do life with.
I was living in Vegas at the time, and I was going to college there, and I'd gotten to meet people in the music industry, like hip hop, rapping, and I was around Las Vegas underground music scene, where I was meeting producers, rappers, and I was doing all that music thing. And I learned how to produce music. And I learned how to do that. So I bought some equipment, and I started a local record label in Las Vegas. So we were doing music. I had a few artists. There was one that was Dynamite. There were a few groups that I was kind of managing. So that's how we met, through music and through a friend. So we talked over the phone, and I told her to come so we could meet.
Yeah.
And the first time I laid my eyes on her, OMG. Then I looked at her from top to bottom.
Yes.
Well, I told her I like everything.
Was that one of the things that attracted you to him, his boldness and him being real with stuff?
I think, I mean, I must at some level appreciate forwardness, boldness. Yeah, I think mostly just his personality. Like, if you get, like, he has a very good, strong, funny, vibrant personality. So I think I got sucked into the personality and then,
Okay.
And I don't shy. I'm never.
He's
afraid
not
of
shy.
anything.
He's very confident. I think that's the biggest thing that attracted me to him, his confidence.
Yeah. So that was in 2012.
That was 2012.
2012.
We were married in 2012, December.
Yeah.
We met 2012, February. So it was a very fast, less than a year of even from meeting to
If you
marriage.
like what you see,
What are you waiting for?
what are you waiting
But
for?
guys, let me ask. Sorry, guys, this is part of us having a very slow, intentional, and conscious conversation. Because sometimes I feel like people take too long. Like you already saw it, you knew it, you felt it in your heart, but for some reason, people take too long. Why?
I don't know, but it also happens with the dreams. You sit down there, you research,
much.
you read, you think too much. You end up spending the next 5 years saying, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
What's the point? You want this, go for it.
Yeah.
If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, you learn something from it.
Yeah.
And that's how we do everything in our life, even our business. We don't have time to
we
research.
don't think too much.
No, there's
We
no
go off of feelings.
Yeah, it's not about what's the marketplace, who's the customers. We don't care about those.
Yes.
We want a cafe, we do it. We open it. We have coffee. We want coffee, we farm the coffee. How you gonna do it? We'll learn. Get seedlings, start digging holes.
Yeah, because sometimes I've found myself going through that, and sometimes people will be like, that's a bit irrational, or that's a quick decision. Like, don't you want to wait? As a woman, did you not want to wait? Maybe analyze him the way I have a 90 days rule. Don't touch me until maybe after 90 days, or I have a dream. Or like, did you not want to do that? And was there no pressure for you to want to do that?
Well, no, actually, because even the culture that I was raised in, I was raised in Mormon religious culture. And Utah, I don't know if you know much about that culture, but getting married very young, even straight out of high school, is extremely normal. And I always, I tend to not want to follow the crowd, but there was no pressure. It didn't feel weird or strange or too fast. And no one in my family or in my immediate life questioned it, because it's such a normal thing. Like most, even now today, like most people in the LDS, is Latter-day Saint or Mormon culture, you get married very young. And that's just what you do. So for me, I didn't have like any of those rules of waiting or being too young. It was very normal.
All right. And then from there, where do you take it? So you guys got married in the US. All right. So did you have like family around, and were you not scared? Because you said you met the family in 2016. Were you not like, man, I think I need to go meet his people first, you know, maybe I should. How was that like? Did he ever introduce you to his people, even virtually?
We did talk on the phone, I believe, like a few times, but back then I remember he was using, you would have those cards, what are they called? Calling cards in Vegas, and he would. So was there no WhatsApp? Like, I feel like WhatsApp, there was no video calling, there was no WhatsApp. It was before that time. So it was literally a calling card. You have a few minutes and you talk to people. So we did talk a few times. But no, I had never met his family. I just learned from him, got introduced to, you know, Kenyan foods. He cooked ugali for me. He cooked, I think the first thing he made was beef stew, skuma. Yeah, so I met them in 2016, and it was just really special to finally go and meet his parents, his sister, his aunties, a million relatives. I felt like I couldn't keep track of who I was meeting. It was kind of overwhelming, but it was amazing.
It was good.
Yeah.
The 6 weeks were good. How are they like for you, given that you might not have been home for, you know?
It was a long time.
A long time, almost 9 years. How was coming back with Mekenze like for you?
It was awesome. I loved it. I'm the type of person that even when I went to US, I knew I'm coming back. Because deep inside, I do have the belief that Kenya will be built by Kenyans. And there's no point of going out there, getting all that knowledge and staying out there. Who's going to build Kenya? So I was eager to come back. Obviously, meet my family, see where I grew up because I was homesick a lot. And I used to watch a lot of videos about Kenya and listening to music. So I was eager to come back. And then even before we came back, I think the first time we met, I told Mekenze that we're going to go back to Kenya. Yeah, even when we started dating, I told her, if we continue and get married and have kids and have family, we're going back to Kenya. I want to go back to Kenya. I want us to go raise kids in Kenya. I want us to go figure it out in Kenya. You know, if you're starting business, whatever we'll do, we'll figure it out. So that has always been a constant thing since we met. So even when we decided to move back to Kenya, she already knew that. So it's something that we used to talk about often. So yeah, coming back was fun for me and a little emotional because I'd been gone for too long. But I was happy. And I'm happy. I'm home. Yeah, I love it. I still love it.
All right.
Yeah.
And he says it's a conversation you guys always had of him coming back to Kenya. Did that transparency help you as a woman because you knew even if I end up or we end up starting a family, I might have to leave the US and go back to settle with him in Kenya?
To me, it felt adventurous, and I like that. I think, and I think from the very beginning, from the time we met, I don't know if we explicitly ever said it, but it was just like we were united, and like our goals were common. So it wasn't me building a life and him building a life and us joining. I think I was young enough, he was young enough, and everything just aligned to where we met and we started building together. And so, of course, that meant, you know, we're either going to live there or we're going to live in US. He wanted to live there. I wasn't opposed to that.
Yes.
But I did know that we were, whatever we were going to do and build, we were going to do it together and work together and combine our talents, our two forces, man and woman, you know?
Yeah.
Together and doing something unified. So yeah, and I wasn't scared to come here. There was so many unknowns. It's like when there's too many unknowns, you almost you don't know how to feel because there's so many unanswered questions. It just feels like like you're stepping into a new world. And that's exactly what it was. Just a new world, a new planet.
Yes.
How do you judge a new planet when you don't even know what you're getting into, you know? So,
yeah. And for you, George, you know, sometimes when people are leaving Kenya or when people are leaving an African country, they are going to seek opportunities outside there. Sometimes you are like, man, mi acha nikaomoke mbali, let me go and do better outside Kenya. But for you, you knew opportunities are here, and that is something a lot of people, especially Africans, don't get to see. What inspired that decision? Or maybe could you walk us through your mind process at that time? Because if we are leaving the country, I'm not coming back maybe in 40 or 50 years, but you're like, I'm gonna be back as soon as I leave. What inspired that?
I think from the beginning I had that inner part of I love my country, but there's one person that actually influenced that mindset a lot. It was my grandma. My mom's mom. So after high school, I think she was diagnosed with cancer, cancer of the skin, melanoma.
Yeah.
And I went and took care of her the last 6 months of her life. And I was cleaning her, I was getting her off the bed, back outside. And in the evening or when the sun gets to where she is, I move her to where there's a shade. So I stayed with her for over 6 months, me and her alone. And I was cooking for her. Most of the time she was not eating, I was the one eating. My relationship with her was, you know, a hilarious one, and we were very close. But out of nowhere, one evening, One evening we're sitting by the fire, those wooden fire where you keep adding. She's sitting right there. She's like, Kenya, she called me Kenya, that's my middle name. Kenya, I see you're going to go to America. And I'm like, I never dreamt of going to America. I'll be honest, I never had a dream of going to America. I was waiting to go to Kenyatta University.
Yes.
That's why I was going to study BCom, and I was waiting for that. But she told me, I see you're going to America. I'm like, well, to do what? She's like, no, you're going to go to America. This was a year before I was even had any idea that I'm going. And before she died, she told me you're going to America. I'm like, okay, if I go, I'll go. She's like, no, you're going to America. Grandma, I don't want to go to America. No, you're going to America. I'm like, okay then. And she told me, if you go, know that your blessings are not there. Your blessings are back where? Here at home. And I'm like, huh? She's like, always remember your blessings are where?
Back home.
Back home. Never go completely.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Grandma. So I didn't know anything about America. I never cared about America. Even that conversation after we were done, that was it. Couple of months later, she died. And then a year later, that's when I'm finding out I'm going to America. Then that conversation came back.
Yeah.
Even when I was getting on the plane, my grandma kept on playing. Go
and come back.
but know your blessing are where? Here.
Come.
They're not where you're going. You're going to be fine there. But know your blessing are where? In your motherland. So that's always been inside me.
All right.
And I think that has influenced a lot of coming back. And the other reason is my belief that it's we Kenyans, it's we the natives of this country that are going to build this country.
Yeah.
And we're not going to build it running away from the villages, from where we grew up, from where our forefathers' land was. We're going to build it where our forefathers lay. So that's why we came back, and we came directed to Meru.
To Meru.
And I also have a belief system that in the next 20, 30 years, if we do it right as Africans and Kenyans, we are going to be the #1 global continent in the world, because we have over 60% of the most arable land in the whole world is in Africa. We have the manpower, we have the big population. That population, as much as it's the manpower, is also the marketplace.
Yes.
So we can also grow, buy, and sell within Africa, and we can all be wealthy. And I believe the next 20, 30 years, the most billionaires will come from the African continent, and they'll come from us, knowing that we do have greatness in our continent. And if you look at all the products, including coffee that we're going to talk about that we farm, it's shipped out of Africa. Why can we not use it in Africa? And we buy and sell our products. And yes, we can export the surplus, but we should not export the best things and are left with the low-grade stuff. We should consume the best things. And we can buy the best things. I mean, if you want good coffee, buy good coffee, experience good coffee. We should not be sending good stuff out. And then, even you look at West Africa, they plant cocoa. The cocoa beans, they're exported. And then they buy finished product, chocolate. Like, why can West African countries not produce chocolate that get exported to European countries or outside the continent? But I have that belief system is we can do that ourselves. We can grow ourselves. We can grow our continent with our hands. We have the manpower. We have the market. We can do it.
We can do it.
We can do it.
Thanks for that, because I'm really happy that we have Mekenze here, because, even before you came here, you would be looking at Africa from the outside, of course, what George is saying is true. We have these resources, but I don't know why people don't see it. Was it a shock for you when you came here, the realization that Africa is made up of these beautiful things and these beautiful resources? Did you ask yourself that question? Why are they not seeing this? Why is it that there's this whole stereotype that Africa is poor? And do you actually believe that that narrative is by design to keep favoring the global north as they continue to take from the continent?
Oh, definitely. I could say a lot about all of that. When I first came, I think the visual I had of Africa before coming here was very much only what I had ever seen on Discovery Channel in the US, where you see it's like the Masai Mara and the mud huts and the manyatas and everyone, dressed in the Maasai. The Maasai look, Maasai Mara, that's what most people think the whole Africa is like that. I was very surprised that it was so green and lush and lots of farming, and especially like here in Meru, that was never the visual that I had of Africa, Kenya. So it's so scenic. I was so blown away by the scenery. I remember the first time, just even driving from Nairobi to Meru, it's about a 6-hour drive. So scenic. I was just like amazed by how beautiful. And I feel like Kenyans, a lot of them want to go abroad and want to go outside because that's where maybe they think the opportunity is. And the reason that I know that is because I do receive a lot of messages, a lot of, through social media and everything, people asking me, how can I get to US? Can you help me get there? Do you have connections there? Do you have a job there? A lot of that. I did receive a lot of that, and I do on a regular basis. So I made a TikTok talking about Kenya is where the wealth is. Like, there's so much opportunity here. There's so much untapped potential and it's not me telling people, oh, don't go outside, or that's never a good decision. It's not me trying to say that it's a bad decision to go. Obviously, George went outside. He came back. There's so much, everyone's journey's their own and different. But just as like a collective narrative, I think people, especially like just Kenyans, when you're here, you might not be recognizing how loaded this place is with potential. So much untapped potential, and any sector that you are interested in, you can go and make a very big mark. And you actually, it's not so saturated. This is the beginning stages of this young country, flourishing and growing. And with time, countries take time to develop, and and this is the beginning. Kenya's at the beginning, and there's so many turning points and ways it could go. But I think George's mindset of Kenyans will be the ones to build Kenya, Africans will be the ones to build Africa. I think that's so true, because who else is going to have the love for their own country enough to want to come here, build here, and not just take from it, not just send stuff out, not just come and plant coffee, grow coffee, and get it out. Like, you need the people that love and cherish this land to come and be the ones to build it, because otherwise people will come. People from outside know that Africa is amazing and very rich, but like George said, the mindset is never going to be for them to come and have Africans be the ones benefiting from that. So
and that's why you see any development that was ever done during even our parents and our grandparents' time, including roads, railway, they were specifically, even airport, they were specifically situated where resources would be pulled from rural to the airport and out. It was never developing those rural. The railway, for instance, the one in Ngugi, it was put exactly there so that the resources that can be pulled from this area can get on the train straight to Nairobi airport or straight to Mombasa and out. So it's only Africans that we care enough, like Mekenze said, for us to actually want to develop here and not plunder our own country. We actually come, invest, even with the little we do have, and develop our countries. It's only us that will be able to do that. We cannot expect other people to come and do it for us. If you look, for example, like China, majority of people only look to the West, but they don't get inspiration on how we can grow Africa. We should be getting our inspiration from China. Because if you go right now to buy any type of product, for example, solar light or anything, if you try to go follow where those factories are, they are not in Shanghai. They are not in the cities. They're somewhere in the middle. China built from the village. 1980, China was where Kenya and Africa was. 20, 30 years later, it's #1 economy in the world. Why? They believed in themselves. As Africa, we still don't believe in ourselves. We still don't believe that we got something in ourselves. We're still thinking somebody will come from the moon or someone to come and help us. Like, why? When we have everything. And we are coping so much. What? China built itself the Chinese way. We should build Kenya the Kenyan way, the African way. We should not try copy paste. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And the TikTok I mentioned, it did go quite viral. I don't know how many views now, maybe close to 1 million, if not 1 million. But a lot of discourse was happening in the comments. And it was interesting because a lot of people were very much like either surprised I was saying that, or they very much agreed with me. And then a lot of people also were saying, well, the reason that we go out is so we can raise capital and then we can come back. And yes, I'm not going to say that's not a very good method, a good way of doing things and building. But also, even sometimes just if that's not, it's not plausible that or possible that every single person is going to be able to go abroad, right? But so I think even for people that never get that opportunity, there's still the potential is so big and the ways are so many to tap into something. The thing I love about Kenya, and especially like rural, is anything. Like for me, I don't know if it's because I'm from somewhere else. Sometimes you have a different perspective when you're coming from the outside. But everything, whether it's onions, whether it's tomatoes, whether it's potatoes, whether it's milk, dairy, anything, like it's like loaded with potential. You can take those and not just farm and sell, which is great, but you can farm and find something that interests you to do with that the raw materials. Like it's like there's so many raw materials that can be molded into a business.
And I really do appreciate you. I watched the video, and I also appreciate you even referencing it right now. Because as you're speaking, I'm getting chills. I'm like, my brothers and sisters, it shouldn't take someone like Mekenze to convince you of the beauty and the resources that we have. But I feel like sometimes when it comes from someone like you, then people might take it with the seriousness it deserves. Because me and George, we might just as well be up in here. Because these are things that you constantly want your brothers and sisters to believe in. We have the resources, we have the potential. Africa is the future. But man, sometimes there is a block even before you finish your sentences. And I just really appreciate people like you for echoing that truth and helping spread that truth, even outside the continent. Because I feel like that is what so many people need right now, to see and experience Africa for what it is and not for how it has been stereotyped outside there. But want to get to the rural part of it, because you guys were really intentional about building from this place, right? Why rural Kenya and not be like, man, straight from Las Vegas to ST? Why are you bringing our girl to Meru, man? Like, what also influenced that choice, the village? And also for you, was that also something you enjoyed, like just starting to build from the rural area?
I mean, I have zero farming background. I'm a suburb. I grew up in suburbs of Utah, just kind of small town, but no farming, like zero. I'm not even going to get into the embarrassing questions that I've had to learn, like ask about even just planting things. Like, I think I remember being so amazed, so amazed that, like, when you're growing maize, like the actual seeds, like the kernels, you plant those and it becomes maize. Like those are what we eat. So like those being the actual seeds that are planted in the ground was news to me. All right. Even same thing like potatoes. I remember he took some potatoes that had kind of like, they were starting to sprout, right? Normally we just throw those out. I have no idea. But him actually, like, you take those, plant them in the ground. Like, that's the process. We're so disconnected from the process in US. At least I was. A lot of us are. I'm not going to say I'm alone, because I know I'm not alone in those thoughts. But zero farming
Yes.
background. But I enjoyed it, and he always talks about it. He loves being in the farms. So yes, I enjoyed like just really connecting with the earth and the processes of planting and all that. It was really, like I said, it was a new planet in every way for me. A new planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George.
Me, I'm a village boy.
Yeah.
I'm a what you call mshamba.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I used to go to my grandma a lot. We started cultivation when we were like class 3, like 2nd grade. Wake up early in the morning at 6. We go to the farm. We till the land. We plant potatoes. I mean, if that's my background, that's what I did my whole childhood, being around animals, going to the hills, going to the forest, looking for grass, cutting, bringing to the animals, raising chickens, getting an egg, coming and cooking it. We never bought anything when I was a child. We never bought anything. So even going to town, I'm an alien in town. My heart is yearning for the village. Like even now, Mekenze, they went to Nairobi for 3-4 weeks. I don't do towns. Throw me in a shamba, in a village. Give me akala or crocs.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm in heaven. That's my piece of heaven when I'm in the farmland, because that's what I grew up with. That's what I've known. So coming back to Meru and building in the village was automatic. It's not a conversation with anyone.
Yeah.
And I think him being so comfortable here helped, because it's not like we were both coming as like to an alien place. For him, he was so at home that it made me
Feel
comfortable. Like I don't need to. He has the confidence for the two of us. He had the knowledge for the two of us. And so I think that's what made it possible for me too, because if it was both of us being new,
it would have been hard.
Yeah. A lot harder.
Did you get city withdrawals? Like, because when I'm doing these shows, that's something also some people are struggling with. They're like, Lynn, I love the village, but man, I think I'm also getting withdrawals.
Yeah.
How did you deal with those for someone maybe who is struggling with that?
Yes, I do. And I did and I do. I think a lot of it was when I would have conversations and express that, like to George, he would say, like, it's going to just take some patience. But because I realized, we can maybe have another place in Nairobi to achieve that balance of being able to have village life, and city life, and also for the kids and everything, just a balance felt really like what we needed. But it didn't happen all at once. It couldn't happen all at once. So I think the first few years of being here, I just kind of always had in my mind, like, on days when I'm feeling kind of like stir crazy, it's so quiet here. There's not much stimulation. You don't see people. Like if you don't leave this homestead, you're alone on the planet, which is nice. But sometimes it does, you need, at least for me, I need the opposite to achieve the balance. So we were able to get a place in Nairobi, an apartment that we use for Airbnb and everything. And then we're also able to go stay there and kind of be there at times. And it helps, that balance, that's all I needed. So, but it did take patience because we couldn't do everything at once. We weren't able to start all of our ventures at once and have everything happen at the same time. So kind of one step at a time.
Good. And thank you for mentioning the children as well. You have beautiful, beautiful children. And also maybe another struggle people are encountering is, okay, Lynn, where will they go to school? Because sometimes you find people building in regions where probably maybe there are no schools, but then your children, they need to go to school, they need an education. How did you guys sort that with your kids?
So they are homeschooled, and they've been homeschooled even from the very beginning, even in US. We chose to homeschool them. So it wasn't a very hard transition with the school aspect because we just transitioned their homeschool from US to here. But it's also the same curriculum. So they do a US curriculum that they've been in from the very beginning.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me just promise you guys I'm going to go to the coffee part. But why the homeschooling part? Is it that that's a system you believe in, or is it that you wanted to get them off the normal system, and what benefits or perks are there when you get to homeschool your children?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons. Even if we never moved to Kenya, we would still be homeschooling even in the US, just for a lot of reasons. Just because I think the conversation George and I have had a few times is during like the really developmental years of a child's life, we feel that it's best for them to be the most influenced by us as their parents. Because, if you're sending kids to school multiple hours of the day, and there's nothing wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's just everyone has their own path and what works for them. But for us, it makes sense to be the number one influence in their life, because they are going to get influenced in one way or the other. So we thought keeping their education at home and being able to then kind of use life and traveling and curriculum at the same time to kind of make just a nice learning environment for them, and know what, be the main influences in their life at the same time. Yeah.
All right, but then again, you're bringing them to the village, and I kind of feel like sometimes when you have children, if it's okay for me to say, who are interracial, sometimes there are a bit of also challenges here and there, and sometimes maybe you could walk us through how you dealt with Mzungu, because you're in the village and sometimes people are looking at them with admiration, but then there are some people who are also very maybe skeptical about it. How was it like for them, integrating with the community and maybe having friends in the community, and maybe the assurance that, hey, I know maybe you're interracial, but because sometimes I've had friends who are interracial, but they ask them, they don't feel like they kind of fit in quite well. Was that maybe a struggle for them? And how did you navigate that, if you're comfortable with the question?
I think Meru people and our community around here, we don't have those weird stigmas. There isn't any that weird stigma. Yes, they are called, you have village kids calling them Mzungu, Mtoto Mzungu. They say Mekenze Mzungu. Now I'm Mzungu.
You are?
Even little kids, I'm Mzungu. So I'm like, yes, I'm the black Mzungu.
Okay.
So other than that, there's no weirdness. Our community doesn't have any of that.
Okay.
I think we're all humans. They see us as all humans.
And they fully integrated.
Yeah, they feel
the
integrated. We've never had instances where we feel weird. No, other than people admiring the Mzungu and the Mzungu kids.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't think we've had any weird. The only weird part we've had here and there is I'm always driving. So there are places we go, and they call me the driver. And I go with it. I don't have time to explain. I say, Ubalato Azumi. And I say, and I answer there. And I don't feel any type of way. I say, Leo Batulateo again. I say, yes, Jumbo. Say hi to them again. So to me, most places we go that they've never seen me, I'm the driver. And I'm okay, I fit the driver role. I am driving at the end of the day, so why should I not accept the driver part? So so other than that, everything is good. We never had any weird situations.
I think the kids also, like, they were young enough when we came here that they just adopted quite easily, because that is a question a lot of people ask, is like, how have your kids adopted? I think they were so young, they were babies. And I didn't even mention that before 2022, when we officially lived here, we came and lived here for 1 year in 2019 at his parents' homestead, which is just a few minutes from where we live right now. And we stayed there for a solid year. And that was kind of our like soft launch into moving here, I guess. And they were babies, like still in diapers.
I think they've adopted. The other reason of coming is we didn't want them, I didn't want to have to also tell them stories of where I came from. No, or come every other 2-3 years. No, let's go back to the village. experience what I experienced as a child. Experience, get to know my family, my lineage, and everything, so that as they grow as humans, now they have two worlds that they will be pulling their experiences and modeling themselves with two worlds background. And I think that makes them, or will make them, much more well-rounded humans.
So 2019 you soft launch and you are like, okay, we love it. And 2022 you make a decision to come and settle. When you come back, and maybe this is also another challenge people who are coming back face, what are some of the things that you really had to consider? Because sometimes people come back and after 5 years, 5 months, they're like, nah, I'm out. I gotta go back. This ain't for me. Let me just go back. This is too chaotic and too dramatic for me. Let me go back. You know, from your experience, what are those things that you really need to be intentional about?
Yeah, I think there was, throughout the first year especially, there's so many things that, you know, when it comes to even just living here, you have challenges with water. We had to figure that out, sort that out. Electricity, a big one. But I think for us, like, we had no plan B. We had no backup plan. We left when we left US, we left. Like, we sold everything. We carried a few things with us, but there was no, like, we didn't have anything else that we would be going back to if we left. So this was it. Like, we're going to make it happen here. We're going to make a life here. And so I think that's one reason, because for me, I mean, for him, he's home. Like he told you, he's comfortable. Yes, there's a lot of challenges. I'm sure he'll even admit that there's challenges, but I think it was very overwhelming for me to think about, like, because we had this property that we're on right now that we live on. It was just, there was nothing. It was just shamba. Do you remember we came and walked the perimeter with the kids? There was just bushes and some trees, and it was just soil. And so then you're thinking, how are we going to come and make that our home? And there's no water, there's no, you know, so there were definitely uncomfortable moments, hurdles, but I think the fact that we had no backup plan, no plan B, like
do or die.
Yeah,
that's the key.
It was do or die. Yeah.
If you have a second option or second plan, you never go forward with the first one, because the moment the first one start getting hard, you always run to the second one. So another thing is ban one option completely. If it's coming to Kenya, you're coming to Kenya. Don't worry about the income you had, the weekly income, the bi-weekly income, the monthly income. Don't worry about that and come to Kenya. Yes, there's a big fear on that, because you are comfortable working like we were working in the US, doing businesses out there. You're comfortable getting that constant income. But now if you come and move to Kenya, then you forget about that income. Now you're coming to start with zero income. Now you have to live off savings and try to figure out what you will do with those savings. I think that's the biggest challenge that every single diasporan gets. But for me, I never had that moment of worry. You burn that bridge, burn it completely.
There was
it's like birds, eagles, learning how to fly. They learn to fly not on the ground. It's up on the cliff. That little bird just jumped and then learns to fly on its way down. Same thing. Coming to Kenya is not you tiptoe, then you figure out no, jump. Learn how to fly. By the time you hit the ground, you'd have learned how to fly. Have that belief. And if you believe in God, put that belief in God. And don't stress. You burn down, no income, you're going to Kenya, you saved up whatever you saved up, figure out where to start and start and come and start and close your eyes on everything and be proud you're back home and feel good about it. However challenges they have, because another thing is patient. Be patient. Kenya doesn't run as fast as America.
Tell me,
yes. Yeah, don't come and get pissed because you're waiting on one paperwork for the next 3 years. You know, Patience. That's the biggest.
George, you had
Yeah.
to.
Yes, you have to.
It's like
If you're not patient-
99% patience,
Yeah.
1%
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
belief.
Yeah. Be patient. That's another key item. Be patient.
Was the patience for you
Oh,
patient in?
Answer that question.
Yeah. No, I'm not naturally like a patient person. I'm an oldest child. I'm bossy.
Yes.
I want things to run the way that I want them to run. And so there's times it's like I have felt times just kind of, I don't know if vulnerable is the best word, but vulnerable because there's nowhere for me to
Kenya
run.
Power is big on that.
You just have to face.
Should call.
You cook in a
Oh,
pot.
Kenya Power heard from me so many
Like
times.
should call like 300 times
No,
in
no,
1
no,
hour.
no. I would
Steamer,
call.
we out of
I
steamer.
would call
We out of
every
steamer.
couple hours. They would tell me we're coming to work on it.
Yeah.
I'll give them a couple hours. If they weren't here to fix, I'll call them again. I will call them 2 hours. They'll hear from me every
That's
2
a
hours.
patient part.
But you know that I'm wired like that. Like having things like power issues and stuff. I thought I didn't know how important it is, like, or even just to my nervous system, because when you're not used to having those types of challenges, it wears on you. It grinds you. Like I can't think clearly when things around me I feel like are not not working the way they're supposed to work. So I had those. He's much more patient to me than me in those things. But for me, I just had, what other choice do I have? I'm here. Where am I gonna go?
And
unless I'm going to jump
now.
on a plane and just head back, but I'm not going to abandon my family. Like I said, there was no plan B. So you just I had to just grow as a person, just had to grow and become patient.
Yes. And it's good you're talking about, patience and systems. And for some reason, you pick on one crop called coffee that is, I don't know, maybe tell us like what inspired that. Is it your love for coffee? Did you always know that we want to end up in the coffee sector? Why that specific crop? Because I'm saying that because I know how patient you have to be as a coffee farmer, What influenced that?
So when we came here, we had no intentions of coffee. It wasn't on our radar at all. We actually started with pig farming. We started with 11 piglets that arrived in a Pro Box. They arrived in the back of a Pro Box. We had a piggery here. So that was our game plan, was pig farming. And we still have our pigs even today. They're on a different farm. And that was such a good learning experience. But somewhere along the way, I don't even exactly know. I think he mentioned that someone wanted us to come and see their coffee farm, like just to come tour it, come visit it, come see it, a friend of his. And as soon as I heard coffee farm, and that we were going to go actually see a coffee farm, I just got excited by the idea because I do love coffee. I drink coffee, and I got really excited. And as soon as just like that idea came, I was like, we need to do this. Like we need to add this to our brand, because we were Limiri Farms already. So when we were an agribusiness already. So why not be able to venture into other, farming things. So it was just, that's how I remember. I don't even really know how we transitioned completely.
I mean, the one thing I believe is when you're aligned to life, when you're truly aligned to life, you can give it whatever name you have or you want. Life will always find a way to direct you to where it needs you to be, or God will always direct you to where He actually needs you. That talk with that friend of mine that I met in town and talked about, hey, I have a coffee farm, you guys should come visit. And I came and told Mekenze, let's go to that coffee farm and see everything about coffee. Like she said, we had no intentions of coffee or anything. But the moment we went to that coffee farm and he was teaching us everything, in one way or another, in one way, we entrepreneurs. Like we think in terms of money. Everywhere I go, when I look at something, I see opportunities. I see money made. I see how money is moving. And that's actually how we started our tourism business. After going to Masai Mara and after spending money, like every day you're spending money, 3-4 days.
Dollars.
$3, 3-4 days over 300,000 or 400,000 Kenya shillings. It's gone $3,000. It's gone 4,000. It's gone 5,000. You start realizing if you're a business person, have the eye, the inside something. As much as you're spending, if you have the entrepreneurial thing inside you start noticing, hold on, where is this money moving to? I mean, yes, I'm spending, but then it's moving to someone. It's moving somewhere. So that's how even we started tourism business after going to Masai Mara and realizing we spent a lot of money and realized, oh, there's money in the tourism business. We just spent in 3-4 days over 500,000 Kenya shilling. So there's money there.
Yes.
All right. Same thing with coffee, as we are learning how to plant coffee. And he was explaining how much it cost, and he's never worked his entire life. He's always done coffee farming. And the fact that Mekenze loves coffee, we started saying, this is a business you should get into. And we started researching and realized coffee is the black gold. It's literally the black gold. And people don't even know it. And we started seeing how much money moves in coffee. Like, what are we doing? We should get into this business.
And to me, like when I'm seeing, because like pigs to me never felt super like marketable on my end. Like, yes, pork, bacon, those things, like great. I can see like the end, but for me, the way my mind works too is like I see really far out, and then I come back to where I am and see if it makes sense. And like for me, coffee felt so fun to be able to brand and like make it part of our brand, market it. I love coffee. Like, and to me, when I'm seeing coffee trees, I'm seeing a cappuccino already. When I see coffee trees, I'm not seeing the green beans being in the guniers and being sent out. I'm seeing a cappuccino. I'm seeing, you know, in US, like, and everywhere in the world, but especially for me in US, there's certain coffee shops I go and there's a vibe. Such a good vibe. There's music playing, there's ambiance, there's art, it's artistic. So for me, it felt like, ooh, I could have so much fun. Like we could do something really cool with coffee. And so if you even see the way our coffee is branded, like the packets that we have, they're really beautiful.
They are.
Like coffee and art, like they kind of mix. And I'm artistic also, like artistic music, like you said, we met through music. So I do have that side too, where, I don't know, it just felt more fun to do. And I could see that like a very clear path that was starting from these trees. And I had never known what a coffee tree looked like. Yeah, you see pictures, but I'd never been in a coffee farm, didn't know the process, didn't know it was such a process to get it from those trees to, you know, the latte that I'm always drinking. So it just, there was story there was art there was vibes, there was like so much to do with it. So that's why I got excited about it.
A complete picture.
Yeah.
You know, she's speaking about it, and you just gotta love Mekenze, because she's like, man, you guys, it's the ngunias, but me, I can see the latte, I can see the cappuccino, the Americano, all these different types. She's already seen, maybe this is the end goal, you know, and you are there, you are thinking, man, this thing, see venye tu si upanda, it's not just how we grow it and then we give it out. We can do this from A to Z. We can do the whole chain, the whole value chain, right? So could you maybe walk us through that? How do you settle on it as a business? And at what point do you realize, no guys, we are not just going to grow it, we are going to do the whole value chain. The A to Z of this business model will start with us and end with us.
Remember the first thing we talked about, our main aim of coming back to Kenya, as much as it was to raise kids in the villages, get to have them grow up where I grew up. The other thing was come and find ways to grow ourselves and grow Kenya where we are. With that mindset, whatever we were to do was never to just do it and then ship it somewhere. It was to do it from point A, B, C, from planting, from owning the farm, from planting, taking care of those crops, making sure if we were to give that end product to anybody, we are also comfortable and happy to even partake of that product. So we take care of those products like we love them, and we do love them. We take care of them well up to the end where Mekenze sing cappuccino.
Yes.
And we realize, like I said earlier, there's no point of planting coffee and then exporting our coffee beans. We can also consume those coffee beans. Me growing up as a child in Meru, the only thing I would drink was tea. Tea was for us. Coffee was for export. And I think that mentality is still there. People plant to sell and export. But we should do how Ethiopians do their coffee. If anybody that's ever looked at the coffee industry in Ethiopia, they have their little farms, and they also process whatever coffee they get from the farms, and you buy them from that farm. We should go back to that.
Talking of farms, so because now your brand is very big. I mean, I was just telling you about a post on X where people are really celebrating this story and I think what stood out with that post is, this is ours, man. This is coffee from our farms, like we're enjoying the end product, right? Because usually, as Mekenze said, you ship it out, and then you know how, like, I get so annoyed when I start talking. The activist in me will just go everywhere. But I get so annoyed when you realize that what I'm consuming has an international brand, but it's our resource inside. That all they did was just get the raw material, go roast it, crush it, and then send it back. Like, that one really annoys me, right? So I think what stood out with that post, even on X, when people are celebrating the brand and people saying, this is so good that this is actually ours, was knowing you are actually consuming not just what is yours, but also quality, right?
Yes.
So could quality. Could you walk us through that, and how was it for you realizing that people actually love this for us? They love that this is our coffee. They love that this is right here from the motherland. How was that like for you?
Something that is surprising, and even currently surprising, because now that we have our cafe open in Meru and in Ngugi, a lot of customers are coming in and saying, this coffee is exceptional. This is the best coffee I've ever tasted. And they're not wrong, because I have noticed, just from the few years of being here, a lot of the coffee, or I don't know anywhere, to be honest. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't know anywhere where you can go and get a cup and the beans are AA grade.
Yes.
Usually it's a blend, and it's usually a lower grade blend, which is still coffee. It's still, still going to be good, but there's something so special and so good and such like a different experience when it comes to coffee when it's the highest grade. And so I think that's also something that has surprised me, is that a lot of Kenyans don't even know how good their own coffee is and how it can taste when it's the highest quality.
I actually sat with an engineer, an amazing engineer in the UK. He's been there for a while now. And he was like, Lynn, what are we coming back to, right? Because even for them, it's a challenge. Look at even some of the people we have that are heading some of the most important dockets. They don't have the skills. They don't have the knowledge, but they're there. And they're there by design. Someone wants them there, right? So sometimes why I get people who will go out and not come back, it's because to them, sometimes it's very confusing, and it's also a challenge. What is there for me? You have to fight for spaces here. And I feel like it stems from, maybe it's a governance issue, because even us, when we're here in the country, we should be able to look at you, George, and you, Mekenze, and say, these are actually coffee experts right now, right? Can they head, like a coffee docket, right? But I'm not saying whoever is there, I don't know anything about the coffee docket, I just know what I'm going to ask in my next question. But you will not find skilled people heading some of these very important dockets. So when you have an engineer in Ohio or another one in the UK, they are like, even if I come back, I have to fight 10 times for people to recognize my skills. And sometimes the brain drain is what people don't have. Because why should I go back to chaos?
I think that's where entrepreneurs come in.
Yeah.
Because there is a middle ground that's missing or small or just in the beginning stages. If there's opportunity out there, why shouldn't someone go and take that opportunity if they're not finding it here? But entrepreneurs and people that maybe have that instilled inside of them and can recognize, we're the ones that have to come build that, I don't know if you call it infrastructure or build the places where people can come and put their skills to use, because not everyone's an entrepreneur and not everyone has to be. Some people are going to have very specific skills. So the whole, like the brain drain thing, even the resources drain, but there need to be bold people, brave people that
can start from scratch.
Yes, can start from scratch, can start from nothing.
Yeah.
But have a lot of faith and most of all, a lot of love for Kenya, because that's what's, I think, the bottom line of what has propelled us.
I never looked at it that way, but I realize now I'm looking at it that way, because you guys decided we see a gap and we can be the entrepreneurs and we can take a risk and we can start from scratch. Thanks for that, because I'm always gonna defend people because I know how hard it is to navigate the systems here, but I never actually thought about people can be also bold and come and also risk and start from scratch.
That boldness should come from a knowledge of the government, whichever the government of the day is not responsible to building our country. If we ever come to that realization, the government is not responsible to building our country. It's us who are responsible to building our own country. That is the key thing. Whatever the government will do, let it do it. But we as individuals, what can we do to come and build Kenya? If we want to come to high positions in government or parastatus or anything, then we'll have a disconnect because there are people there already. But we should realize even first world countries like US, it was never built by the government. If you look closely, there's no one single country that was ever built by the government. It's built by the people. It's built by small business owners. It's built by entrepreneurs. Look at the most wealthiest people even in the US. Who are they? They're not government people. They're entrepreneurs. They're business people. People that saw a need and believe they can do it. They started car companies. They started McDonald's. They started KFC. It's not the government that started KFC. It's not the government that started Ford. It's not the government that started Toyota. It's not the government that started Nissan. So why are we worried about the government? Let the government do what it has to do. Now, us individuals, we should come to the soil and dig mud and play with it and create a model and mold whatever. If you're an engineer, come here. Start your own engineering company. Start doing small projects. Build up. And it's us people that will build. And then the government at the end of the day will have to conform to the private sector, not the private sector conforming to the government. If we conform to the government, then we're in a dictatorship. It is us, private sector, that we should build ourselves, create small businesses, have small farm with 10 chickens, 20 chickens. You're hiring one person, you're giving one person in the village a job. Don't worry about hiring 100. Start where you are, whatever small you have, and then build it up. Government will never build any country. It's the people that build their countries.
That's an awakening. That's actually my take.
I think it's an awakening. And I think that's why, when we first moved here, that's when I decided I wanted to start documenting through YouTube. And I mostly did that because, I have friends, family, people at home. I wanted them to be able to see what we're doing, follow along on our journey. I just thought that's what it would be. But it really struck a nerve in a way that we didn't foresee. And I think when I look back on all of it and just look as a whole, I think it's kind of struck a nerve with maybe a lot of people who have something inside them. Maybe they're entrepreneurs, maybe they're people that are abroad that want to come home, but they don't know where to start, how to do it. And I think that's why it's become...
You showed them it can be done.
Yeah,
You're showing people the how.
Yeah.
And that it's possible.
Yeah.
I love that.
And the work of the government is putting structure to things.
Yeah.
It's not creating jobs. It's not doing the small... The work of the government is to create structure, have laws, amend and create laws and work on that. But the real growth of the people is the people themselves, not the government.
We the people.
It's we the people that have to build there. Now the government can facilitate the people by offering, because if you look at US, how it was able to grow back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you realize if you're able to keenly look, not just overlook, if you're able to keenly look, you realize the US government used to give loans to business people and entrepreneurs interest-free.
Yeah.
The government will never build any economy. There is no one economy that's ever been built by any government. It's the people.
Yeah.
So make it conducive for entrepreneurs, for small business owners, for that one chicken farmer that believes can have 1,000 chicken. Make it conducive for them to be able to have that one chicken. Support.
That.
And then we'll build Kenya and we'll build Africa. But if you make it hard, how are we going to grow this continent?
Man, why do I feel like that was the whole purpose of this conversation, for us to be able to arrive to this very thought-provoking part? Like you've sparked something in me that honestly, that's actually really my take home, and I hope even if people never give you your flowers for taking a risk, take mine. I give you the flowers, I give you the flowers. Let's talk about coffee and maybe demystify some of the stereotypes that are out there about being a successful coffee entrepreneur. Because one of the things I've heard is, Lynn, hey, coffee. I don't understand the auctions. First, I don't know why we have coffee auctions. I honestly have my own feelings towards coffee as a crop, because I feel like it could have benefited the people more than it has. But you are the experts right now, and maybe I could be wrong. So could you maybe demystify some of the myths around coffee, the coffee business, and how you are able to succeed and do it 360? And is the process really easy?
The process of growing coffee and doing everything is not easy, but the belief that we do have that we should be consuming our own product is what drives us. And yes, people have planted coffee, calling it a cash crop. And the cash crop they are seeing is them exploiting that product. And it still is a cash crop even right now, but the cash crop is also in our own people and us consuming that same product instead of sending it out.
I think it's playing by a whole bunch of different rules outside of the norm, because
and that's what we found our parents doing. They plant coffee to only sell to cooperative, and it leaves the country, including some of our best wheat also.
Yeah.
We get packaged out the country. Some of our best products get packaged out the country. We never met a belief system where us can also consume those best products that are going out. Yeah. And what we've done and we are doing is even give us hope and confidence in the fact that even as Kenyans, we can feel proud in taking good quality coffee, in consuming good quality coffee.
Yeah.
We don't have to be consuming leftovers. And that's why someone can go to the coffee shop and spend 200 shillings, 250 shillings to buy a latte, to buy a cappuccino, and it tastes good and they feel good about it. We should only export our best product if the consumption, there's surplus. If we consume to the point where now we have leftover high quality product, then we can sell it out. We should not sell the best, like you said, and consume the worst.
Yeah.
So this whole process have taught us that we Kenyans, we Meru people, we love quality. And we can consume quality and appreciate quality.
Is the process easy as an entrepreneur? Me as a farmer, can I just grow coffee, grind it, or maybe roast it, grind it, and pack it and sell it? Is that process easy?
It can be easy and it can be hard, because at the end of the day, it's all about who you're going to sell to. So there's a small aspect where the customer point of. So you, like we said, it's an entrepreneur thing where you have to believe in yourself and believe in your product and just go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that you as a new farmer, you're gonna plant coffee, harvest it, roast it,
And
pack it and sell it, all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you that guarantee. That's the work that you also have to do
Yes.
to get your product out there, to market it and find ways to start with that one customer that tells another one, that tells another one. Going back to US, there's a portion of our life where we did network marketing as a business. We're into network marketing business. And network marketing is word of mouth, selling to your friend, that sells to their friend, that sells to their friend. We have to take almost all our businesses, including our coffee business, back to that, to where it's word of mouth marketing. Let's not start focusing on big billboards and paid marketing and paying people to market the product.
Yeah.
Let's start small where we are with one customer. Lynn, I planted some coffee, I've harvested, I've roasted it, I've made some cappuccino, taste it. Lynn loves it.
Yeah.
And then Lynn's like, I'll come back for more tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then Lynn tells one of our best friends,
Yes.
and our best friend tells another one. So we need to bring our processes back to word of mouth marketing. Bring it down here.
Is that what has helped your brand?
Yes, that, and also the support of people that have been following our journey, because that's helping to also spread the word. Because when you have, we do have that avenue, and we're really grateful for it. But it's, we love seeing people, like even subscribers or people who are sitting in our cafe and they're like, oh, I've been following your journey. And then they're drinking a cup. There's something very special and very cool about that. And I think going back to what you were saying, like, is it difficult? Is it hard to do all these processes? I don't even think necessarily someone has to come, start in the farm and go from A to Z all by themselves. And complete the circuit by them. Like, not everyone has to do every single step, but just the mindset shift of keeping it in Kenya, building beautiful, high quality brands and products, and keeping them on the ground and keeping them here, and do it with the mindset of building Kenya. Just that mind shift alone, you're going to find ways to partner with people who might be experts at the roasting and the grinding and the packaging. So maybe the farmers, and you know what I mean? Like, not every single person has to come and do everything from A to Z themselves. Even if there's a specific part of something that you would love to do, you will find people that are knowledgeable about all the other parts, and you just kind of network and talk to people, and you don't have to do it all yourself, is basically what I'm trying to say.
How about buy Kenya, build Kenya?
If you buy Kenya,
buy Kenya,
and build Kenya.
And we also do sell in US as well. We have a website that we sell in US and we ship there. And Mackenzie's sister, she's our partner in this as well. She's the one that does the distribution in US. So we do sell in US through our website.
So it's not about not having it available elsewhere, but not making that the only goal, not making that like the only part of the picture. Do it here and then also share with the outside, but
make sure, like, because I was really inspired even when you opened the new branch in Nanyuki. Like, for me, I think I said, man, I can't wait for this branch to be in like 10 places in Kenya where people can be able to just walk in and drink Kenyan coffee, you know, the best quality. And please, our audience know me, I've not been paid to do any of this, but I'm also a lover of coffee. When you speak about AAAB, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I feel for me, the part that would break my heart even when I was outside is drinking the best coffee outside. And then when I come here, because I was so crazy about coffee, I ask for coffee, I'm like, you know,
what is this?
What is this?
man? Like I couldn't wait to just go back to just make coffee and drink the best coffee. So when you speak about having us experience the best quality here at home, I think for me that's such a win. That is such a win.
It's something that I think also came from our parents, where sometimes the best looking chicken was ever sold.
You're talking about the chicken, or even have utensils for the guests.
The best things in the house, you cannot touch it. It's for other people.
What was that about? Why? What is that? If you're watching this and you still you still have vikombe za wageni, sahani za wageni that your children can't touch, man. What's that? Yeah, but you know, mentally that really does something.
It's still in us. Yeah, it's still in us. So we need to go back to, we should have the best.
Yeah. What has been the biggest highlight in all of this?
People. To me, it's people.
Yeah.
Kenyans are very supportive. Meru people are very supportive. And if you're out there in diaspora and you believe that if you come start whatever, people not support you, no, they will support you. Just come do it wholeheartedly and believe in yourself, and also believe in our people, believe in Kenyans. We can do it. We can support each other to the top. 20 years from now, maybe we'll be the first worldwide country, like the way China is number one economically. Let's push for that. Why not? By the time I'm 70, we should be the number one continent and country in the world economically. Wealthy people everywhere. Jets flying everywhere. People flashing money everywhere. Because we have everything that we should not be waiting for someone to come out there and help us. No. We should be proud of what we have. And let's build what we have. And that's what we're doing with the coffee. And the biggest other thing is dream big. Don't just have one cow. Dream of having 100 cows. Don't just have a dream of having one cafe. Dream of having 100 cafes in Kenya, East Africa,
Diversify,
outside.
do whatever.
Yes, whatever. If you have one engineering company, don't have it in Nairobi alone. Open one in Embu, Nyeri, Uganda, Tanzania. Don't dream small. The problem of dreaming small, if you hit it, you'll be complacent and right there. And ground yourself in God, because no matter what you do, no matter what we do, it's not our might. There's grace somewhere.
Mekenze, what's been your biggest highlight?
I think just watching the journey unfold is so exciting to me and really fulfilling. So I can't just pinpoint one moment or one highlight, but just looking back from the past 4 years since we planted ourselves here officially, just how it's all unfolded is it's crazy. It's amazing. And like, to second what George was saying, like, so much of it feels like it was out of our control. Like, we might be here doing the work, working hard, giving it our all, but there's some other factor at play. So there's some other factor, and I just love the journey. The journey is is the highlight for me.
Would you say being here has definitely improved your quality of life, being in the village, engaging with the soil, farming, doing all these things that you're doing? Would you say it has improved your quality of life, and mentally has it calmed you down maybe?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I think the slowness that is the Kenyan lifestyle, I think that's how we were supposed to be as humans. That go is a natural to everything in our body. It's a natural to our nervous system. It's a natural to everything. that slowness, I believe in that slowness, that's where God speaks to someone. We were meant to have peace
Yes.
in this life,
In this
not
life.
stress,
Not chaos.
not chaos.
And I also realize another part we did not maybe touch on, we just briefly touched on, is the safaris, you know, because I know you, as you mentioned, you have a tour company. When you are showing people around the country, what's the highlight for the both of you, seeing people experience the beauty of our nation? What's the highlight?
I think just for people that it's their first time coming and experiencing, for a lot of them, that's like, it's like a bucket list dream type of trip for them. And you really see that there's something that like Africa does to you when you're here. Like they are always so, like they want to come back. They're already planning to come back before they even leave, because just seeing people appreciate how beautiful it is, how it's even better than what you're seeing on TV. Like it's just amazing. And having them be able to go to some of the iconic places like Masai Mara and all these places, but then also even people love seeing the scenery of the countryside and just kind of seeing them be wowed by everything that Kenya is, that maybe they never thought, they'd never have been shown. So just experiencing Africa, especially for the first time, as an outsider, if you come, if you're an open-minded and loving person and you have you're a good person, you're going to be touched by what you experience here, whether you're here for just a week or two, or you'll leave a little changed.
And my part, I think the biggest thing that touches every visitor is us Kenyans, the people. We are amazing people.
We are.
Yeah.
I wish we knew, man.
We are amazing people. Everywhere people love us. And every community you go there, you're touched. Even me, I get touched interacting with my fellow Kenyans. And I love it because every single person's experience is, man, we are great people.
And I hope we hold on to that. Even sometimes when things don't make sense to us and for us, I hope we hold on to that feeling and the thought
no
of
matter
how,
what you have.
no matter what
Or
you
where
have,
we are,
no matter where we are. You know, being Kenyan is, I don't know. Why am I even getting emotional? Guys, let me wind up this show. Like, you know, like, it's, I hope we can see that. You know, I hope even as a people we can see the many things we have in this country that could work for us and not against us, you know.
And the government of the day support our people.
Please.
Yeah, just support our
Sucks
people.
to
We
use
are
the
great.
word, please.
We are great
Sucks.
people, support us.
Just do right by your people.
And I'll mention one thing in the tourism.
Yes.
I'll have to mention it.
Yeah.
Like, why charge from $80 in Masai Mara to $200? You're killing our tourism industry because these visitors are going to Tanzania.
They are. Have you seen how Tanzania is thriving?
No. Why?
Have you seen?
Why the increase? Like, seriously, why the increase?
Man, like I was in the border the other day when you see the tour vans and stuff. But we have something good going on.
We still do.
We have our coffee. It's AA. We can drink that for now as we try to sort other things out. But
there's nothing a good cappuccino cannot
fix
or at least make it a little better.
Or an ice latte.
Or
which is your favorite, by the way?
I love double cappuccino when I want something hot.
Yes.
Or a peppermint iced latte when I want something cold.
Yeah.
So I have my...
You have your favorites. George?
Same thing, peppermint.
He likes
peppermint
the
latte.
It's good.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Either ice or hot. Just peppermint.
Bora, just put peppermint in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even get bananas, put peppermint and coffee on it.
And you have all the varieties in the cafes.
Yes, we have.
You can do the iced.
Yes.
Good.
And
I love a flat white.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can have...
you can have some.
That's one of the popular ones.
Yeah. Love me a good flat white. It's just good, you know. But I want to wind up. I feel like we could go on and on and on. You guys are just beautiful vibe. Let's start there. From the day we spoke about having this conversation to now having it come to fruition, you guys are just wonderful vibes, and it's been amazing to just sit and experience you guys and just have this conversation together. And I hope it serves the purpose it was meant to serve. I love the community we are building around slow, intentional, and conscious living. We are having very, very, very beautiful conversations in between. And I can't honestly wait to see the feedback from our audience. But even as I do that, I know there are people who will be like, okay, Lynn, how do we now get in touch with these wonderful people? Where can we get the coffee if we are not even in the country? How can we connect with them for the safaris, and how can we follow them on their channels as well? Feel free to tell us that as you give a parting shot to our audience.
I have Mekenze Sugar.
So we are very easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
We have our social media, which our own personal. So Mekenze Limiri, or George Limiri. And then we have limirifarms.com is where you can get our coffee, also macadamia. You can get that even abroad. We have WhatsApp. We give out our direct WhatsApp number because we want you guys to be able to get a hold of us. And we also like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, we're everywhere. So just look Limiri Farms, and then we're on YouTube also. And it's Mekenze Limiri, just my first and last name, or Mekenze in Kenya.
Got you.
Even the travel is Limiri Travels, social media.
Limiri Travels, Limiri Farms. So Limiri.
It's a brand. We're trying to build a
we
brand.
honor that. You are not trying to build a brand. You have built a brand.
Still trying to build a brand.
It's a beautiful brand.
The day will be in Congo, Zimbabwe, Nigeria.
At least it's in
That's
Meru.
when you see
It's
we'll
in
build it.
Ngugi.
It is.
Do you know how many people intentionally decide to put a coffee shop in Meru? Like, it's such an honor to have the residents experience a product firsthand. You know, you have built a brand. Here on the show, we honor even small beginnings. We honor them.
Start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, and you guys have shown us that it's possible. It's possible, right? So we wind up. Do you want to give a parting shot to our audience, or kalas?
I want to say thank you to you, Lynn, for taking your time to drive all the way to Meru and come spend time with us and have this great conversation. And I can see your love for Kenya and what Kenya has to offer and our people. So continue with that.
Thank you.
Keep moving forward. And we also do love you. And we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. And I know Kenyans love you because you do a lot.
You're very loved.
You do a lot for Kenya and build up Kenya, especially that mindset. Because in order to break away from all the things that have been holding us down as Kenyans, it starts with conversation from people like you, Lynn, that you're diligently building and starting those conversations so we can break that mindset of somewhere else is better than here, or other people are better than us. No, we're the best people. And thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
For everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mekenze and George, even for opening the doors, for our team to come here and have this conversation, visit your home, opening your gates to us. That's just something I don't take for granted, And anyone that is watching this conversation from home, I value your feedback. I want to know in the comment section what has stood out for you. I just feel like this is also a conversation I needed to have. There's a lot I needed to let out. And I'm just happy that George and Mekenze were kind to just have this conversation with us. But I hope their show, we've not even covered the coffee the way I had it in my mind. I wanted to go deep, but I really hope their story encourages you and shows you that you can take a risk and you can start from scratch and you can make it happen for you and for your family and for your people. the more I do these conversations, the more my mind just opens. You know, I see the wonderful people, the wonderful work people are doing. I was hanging out with Marwa and his people just last week, and I was just looking at Marwa with pure admiration because of the stereotypes and the things he's trying to break. And when he was talking to me about being the biggest horse breeder in Africa, I was just looking at him like, hey, my brother, go. And now today I get to speak to the Limiris, and they are so passionate about us experiencing our coffee for the quality that it is, you know. And I'm like, man, Africans, these are our things, man. Let's just celebrate and build what we have, because we have so much going on. When she spoke about what we have, it made me realize that what a pity we don't get to see that. What a pity Mekenze has to see that sometimes for us to be able to recognize that we have it in us. So may today's conversation spark something in you to start. Start with what you have, no matter how small. And I hope you have been inspired. Share those feedback on the comment section, but their details have been on your screen now for a while. Follow them on social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. The website to their farm will be linked on the comment section, and you can be able to access that and go and get as much details as you can. Other than that, allow me to say thank you to my incredible team. They just sit here and they just watch us talk and they film this with so much love and so much passion. So I want to thank our production team, Scholar, Muga, EJ. Yeah, guys, ask EJ where he been. I don't know where he been, but EJ, where you been, you know? So EJ, and of course the entire team at Elena, our wonderful editors, and the whole team. I can't mention all 10 of us, but I really do appreciate that we have been able to build a community that feels safe for you, and also a space where you can be able to come learn and relearn. So that's it from me today. Thank you. Loved being in Meru. I've been here a couple of times, but this is the first time just hanging out with these incredible people. So our Americana people, we appreciate you for also having us. It's always a pleasure coming to Meru, and let's see where our next conversation takes us. Bye-bye.